Good morning. My name is Deborah Reid Brown, principal of the Windsor Basic School located on the Windsor Estate property in Windsor, St. Anne's Bay. Today I'm doing an interview with DJ Kemar Di Finest TV. DJ Kemar has been known to me over the years. He's a product of this community. So I am so happy and honored that he came here to highlight our institution today. So thank you, DJ Kemar, for bringing us to the forefront of all of this. So I was asked what inspired the Windsor Basic School. And our inspiration came from the amount of disadvantaged and less fortunate children that we meet on the roads daily. There are two little young men, I don't want to call their names now, but they were my inspiration. I was working at another institution in Ocherius, and every afternoon after leaving work, I would see these two little boys begging at any fast food establishment. So I took it upon myself one day to ask them, where you guys from? Where you live? And they said they live in Windsor. So a week after that, I took a day off and I came and I toured Windsor, including the fire, water, and environs. And to my surprise, I saw and spoke with students, parents, and people alike who stated that some of their children were ages 1 through to 8 was never attended a basic school in all their lives. One of their main reasons for that was they could not afford it. As everyone knows, the Windsor Estate is what we call I wouldn't want to say squatters, it's that informal community. Some people call it squatters, but I don't want to use that name. It's an informal community. So it's mostly made up of persons that are less fortunate or are disadvantaged or, other factors of life that they can't afford the most basic need. So I approached Pastor Jack Terry of the Christ Community World Mission, and I told him, I said, Pastor Jack, you have to build a school over here. You have to put a school here. There's too many children over here that's not attending any school. And he said to me that they don't think they can afford to pay anyone to do it. I said, I'll do it voluntarily. God will make a way. So that was the inception of the school. They came, they loved the idea. They came and they did their interviews and their research, and they found out that we had like 35 students that has never attended school between the age of 3 to 11 years old. So when we opened this school, we have up to 11 years old just now learning to write and to hold a pencil. So the Windsor Basic School was built August 14, 2000. So we are celebrating 22 years. And this is the only productive building in this community. And this community school has produced some fine gentlemen and women. We have police officers, the security officers, we have soldiers, we have nurses, we have bank workers that has gone through this institution, that has gone on to make a name for themselves and to help transform the community. Our motto for this community was transformation through education, and we have proven that this community is transformed through education. So that's the inspiration behind this institution. I would also like to take this time out to thank some persons who have made this possible. Because even though we are the educators, without certain persons, these would not have been possible. It would not have been possible for us to have the school running and all of that. So I'd like to thank, first of all, Pastor Jack and Winona Terry, Pastor Philip Moses, Larry Renaham, and the whole Christ Community World Mission, overseas and in Jamaica. I would like to thank Direct Abundance, Glenn Thomas, Joanne O'Brien, Nancy Green, and all of Direct Abundance. I would even love to thank DJ Kemar, because over the years, DJ Kemar has been coming here. He's not a student here, but I've known DJ Kemar since he was a child. And every sports day that we have, DJ Kemar would come and play the sound for us. You remember that, DJ Kemar? Yes, and he would come. What's her name? Tia Mara. Oh, Tia Mara Wilson? Yeah, Wilson. That's your sister? See? So this is just proof that this community is, it builds people together, it keeps them together, and it transforms people working together for the better good. So I want to thank the Jamaica Red Cross, Grandpa Entertain and grandson, because they have been always instrumental to us, donating stuff to us, coming to give us a strength whenever, all of that. So we thank everybody. Another question that was asked was how the community reacted. I would say bittersweet, but 80% positive, 20% negative. And let me compound on the 20% because you have to give the bad news and then give the good news to override the bad news. So the bad news is vandalism, theft, people just allowing animals to overtake the community and the school. And that is what the negative is all about. So people are stealing the stuff that are on the ground outside. They're breaking inside the school. Just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, our 10-pound fire extinguisher was stolen. And because of that, we cannot get the approval from the Early Childhood Commission because every institution has to have a fire extinguisher. So I am beseeching someone if they can kindly donate even a second-hand fire extinguisher for the institution. We would really appreciate that. I was just asked, what's my 5-year plan or my inspiration for the next 5 years? I'm proud to say we have gone 22 years. This structure, this building, this institution is for life. This is a legacy that I am leaving, that we are leaving in the Windsor community. So 5 years, we would have loved to see it bigger and better, but it's a continuous journey. I'm hoping that some of my past students will come to take on the challenge of continuing this building and this institution because it has done a lot. But in 5 years, I would love to see us with a brand new building. As you can see now, this one is deteriorating very badly. So in 5 years' time, I want to see a new building, bigger and better, with all the amenities and protocols that are necessary for the conducive learning of our age group. So at this time, we are facing some challenges post-COVID and other situations that have allowed us to not be able to do our job very impactful. One of the main things that are needed right now, bathrooms. We are short of 2 bathroom stalls, a girl and a boy bathroom, because we only have 2 bathrooms that are working, and because of that, sometimes our children, they can't wait, so they mess themselves up. So our biggest priority right now is to get a 2-stall bathroom bill. Also, the next biggest priority, because I have a list of priorities I'm going to name, the fire extinguisher is £7 and up. Our fire extinguisher was just stolen. So I'm asking anyone who can donate a fire extinguisher, we would appreciate that. Because that's one of the standards that the ECC, the fire department and the health department will meet in order to give us approval. Even though we are approved for keeping the classes, we are still not 100% approved because we don't have all the standard basic things that we need to keep the school going. So the fire extinguisher is very, very important because we have a canteen plus we have electrical stuff over here. If there should be a fire, and as you can see the roads are impassable, so no fire truck can come up with ease. So the fire extinguisher is very important to the safety of our staff and students. The third thing I want to talk about is our veranda. This building that we're now sitting in, it was donated by Food for the Poor. And normally, Food for the Poor are the ones that comes to do the refurbishing or rebuilding, which it was approved in 2019 it was approved. In January, the end of January 2020, Mr. Matalan himself came here and looked what the school needs. So we were approved for a new building. COVID struck, and then all of that just went through the door. So we have to now continue to use this building that is, I would say, dilapidating as we speak until we can get a new building, because we have over 40 students right here who are students of the Windsor Basic School, and who we cater to. So we have to ensure that we do what we have to do. So right now we are in need of cement and sand because we want to pave the veranda area, and inside the schoolrooms the tiles are lifting up. We want to put those down until we can get the new building. So the most prioritized things that we are doing right now, as I said before, the bathroom stalls, the fire extinguisher, and the fixing of the tiles so that it will be more safe for the students occupying the building. The not so priority areas are the fencing, the grounds, our play area. That was vandalized, and the stuff, the fencing was stolen down, the water pipes were stolen, just things that help the school to run effectively were stolen. So we need those to be put in place. So fencing is a priority. Building back the playground is a priority. Keeping the grounds clean is also a priority. So at the moment I only have 6 priority dealings. So I would really appreciate any help or assistance that I could get in these ventures. So I also want to take this time out to thank my staff members. Oh my God. This school would not have been possible or been able to make the impact that it has made on this community. First of all, my teachers are from the community of Windsor. They were born and raised here, most of them, and they have started with me from day one. They are not paid, they are volunteers. Up until today, they are volunteers. And they have been so determined, so dedicated, so preserving, so patient to ensure that this community school would make a difference in their community. I just want to pay homage to Miss Marlene Green. She's been with me for 21 years. Miss Erica Alt for 18 years. And Miss Rosella Evans for 16 years. So you see, my staff members, we are like blood. And believe it or not, they are my rock. They were my strength when I was weak. They were my voice when I couldn't speak. Without them, all of this would not have been possible. So we work as a team because we wanted the best for the community. Because this is not just an institution, it's a community project. It is the only productive institution in all of Windsor. This is the only community and the only building and the only space that produces. And we are producing human beings. We are producing men and women of tomorrow. The people who will run our country, we have produced and are still producing them. We are giving them a chance to be and feel the impact of what positive reinforcement can do to someone's life. And that's why I use the motto, transformation for education, because trust me, I have seen the transformation. I'm still seeing the transformation today. So I just want to big up my staff members and everybody who has played a part. My parents, I want to thank them for choosing us, because some of them do choose us. They had choices and they had options, but they chose us. Because guess what? We send out the finest students. Go and ask the primary schools and other feeder schools. Ask anybody. We send out the finest students. This little diamond in the rough, they call it the Bush School. Pure, honest students to the primary, Limehall, Steertown. Go ask around this little school. So we are almighty proud. I am so proud that we have been able to do this. I have persons, a former principal of the St. Anne's Bay Primary School, got my number and called me one day and asked me if I know so-and-so's, such and such student that she has in her school. And I said, yes, they are past students of mine. And she's asking me, are you sure they're from Windsor? Because the caliber, Jamaica people use a caliber. When your persons, you have a attitude that persons did not expect from you. You're above the norm. She was so surprised to see that we send students from Windsor. The stigma and the discrimination of Windsor, because it's an informal community, and our students were well spoken. They were brilliant. They were smart. They knew Spanish. Coming from over here, we were the only school in St. Anne's Bay outside of Columbus who had taught Spanish at the time. So I am very proud And I'll continue to be proud. And this is a legacy that will live on in this community because this land is a blessed land. And we hope in 5 years' time to have a bigger and better school. Hopefully we can turn it into a prep because we see the potential and we have the students. And another thing I should also point out, which I know that we are blessed, you know that in the capacity of this school, we have had more boys and girls every year. I've never seen that in any schools before. Every year, our boys outnumber our girls. So Windsor produces a lot of young men. And right now, Jamaica need positive young men. And if I get the chance to bend that tree from its young, I can guarantee you, it will not bend out of shape. And I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that. So a lot of love goes out for this community. I'm not from this community, actually. I just love this community. Again, I just want to say a big thank you to my students, my parents, my members of staff, Miss Marlene Green, Miss Erica Alls, Miss Rosella Evans, Miss Rosie James. I just want to also take the opportunity to thank DJ Kemar, Di Finest TV, our singer-songwriter, producer, Mr. Eldon Simms, Mr. Tuggy over there, J World Entertainment, the whole community of Windsor Estate, and the surrounding of St. Bay, because everyone helps everyone. I want to just big up everyone who has always been involved. As I said before, Pastor Jack Terry, Winona Terry, Larry Renaham, Pastor Philip Moses, Pastor Maxwell De Janice, the Christ Community World Mission, Ed and Celeste Oberman, Red Cross, Square One from time to time, everybody. Food for the Poor, most of all. This building was donated by Food for the Poor. Direct Abundance, Glenn Thomas and Joanna Bryan Thomas, Nancy Green, and all the Direct Abundance. For all my volunteers, past students, I just want to thank you guys for allowing us to care for you and your children and your community. Thank you, DJ Kemar, again. I appreciate what you do. You inspire me, though, and you motivate me, though. You little about your talawa. Somebody would look at you and they would not have known that you are so powerful. You know how powerful you are. And I'm inspired by you. So I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming out. And God bless you all. One love. Love and good. Thank you.
This is the birthday girl. Aye. Happy birthday. Bob, I am DJ Kemar Di Finest. I'm there right now with our Windsor playfield right now. And you know, so with that at the basic school right now. You understand as we can see. So subscribe, like, share, and comment. So guys, just do the right thing.